for the last few days, actually it's been since the middle of last week, so it's almost been a full week now. I basically boy, I just totally botched that one. Let's try that again. I severed my ties, that's what I meant to say, with any partnership network whatsoever.
And I decided to go solo on YouTube.
I wanted to see if I don't partner with any network and I had my own personal ads running on videos. How would this work? What kind of revenue would I bring in? You know, how profitable actually is YouTube when you just have your own personal ads running on videos as opposed to being with a network, a partner network? Because the truth of the matter is I've been with a partner network ever since I started doing YouTube for a living. I was with Machinima for quite some time. And, you know, then for 2 months I was with Curse. And then I said, you know, let's see what happens. After dealing with a few networks that sadly were not up to snuff, let's put it that way. You know, I was in talks with a few networks, and they wanted to recruit me from Curse, and they promised me the world, and then didn't deliver, and I said, well, enough is enough with these networks. Let's see what happens if I just go solo, okay?
It's not looking so good. Let's put it that way, okay?
It just didn't look, it's not so good at all. From what I'm seeing, it looks like the amount of money that you can make on a personalized AdSense account for an individual versus one through a managed partnership, but through a partnership through a network, any network, seems like it's worse. I guess, I mean, this is just an assumption. I don't know if it's true or not because I don't know the behind-the-scenes stuff. But the truth of the matter is, folks, that sadly, it doesn't look like you make as much money for whatever reason, and it doesn't really, there's no explanation. It's not like there's any kind of, guidelines for this, and the reason really that I wanted to try doing it by myself for a little bit here and to see what would happen, is because so many people had come to me over the years and said, Phil, why are you still with the network? Phil, what is the benefit of being with a network? That being with a network, is a waste of time. Being with a network is, you know, they take your money. They take a cut of your ad revenue on YouTube. And what do they really do for you? Now, when I was with Machinima, okay, when I was with Machinima, I was getting a managed partnership. And because I had the managed partnership, that was a benefit. That was a massive benefit. Not getting content ID claims or copyright issues, not having my videos blocked or muted or anything like that was a huge asset. And I was able to have the freedom to play whatever game I wanted to play. And that was the major benefit of being in a partnership, right? And then, you know, when that was severed back in, what was that, March? And I was looking for another network. Basically, no network offers a managed partnership anymore. And I get it. It's kind of a thing that's fallen by the wayside at this point. YouTube really doesn't want to have any kind of copyright issues with anyone, so they just let everyone claim whatever the fuck they want, which, by the way, is completely illegal, but we won't get into that right now. And these networks don't want to necessarily vouch for content creators because they don't want to get in trouble. Okay? So, you know, I said, you know, if I would only go with another partner network if they were to basically give me something better than what I had. And
of course, I got promised the world by a couple partner networks and ended up being basically kind of lied to about what I was going to be given.
And so, last week, I just severed ties with everything. I said, no, I just want to go solo. And I've been under this personal AdSense, you know, thinking, okay, so it's the same ads, right? It's going to be the same advertisements running on my videos. That you could get with the partner networks, or is it? And the thing is, how do you know? You know, I'm on this normal AdSense now for about a week. I wanted to see, you know, how profitable it would be. And it's not like I'm not making money, alright? But it's nowhere near what I was making when I was with Curse for those 2 months. And it's like kind of jaw-dropping. The difference, the disparity. And I'm looking at it like, and here's the thing. At first I thought it was an error, or that something was screwed up. I thought that maybe the ads weren't running, or that maybe all the videos hadn't been monetized or something. Because the bottom line is this past weekend, my views went up. You know, I started Prey on Friday, the new release, and all this weekend, viewers came in and watched the Prey videos. So the views are actually good right now. On DsPgaming, they spiked. So I'm thinking, oh, there's a spike in views, you get a spike in revenue. And really, it didn't happen like that. To the point where I'm kind of like,
this is shitty.
Like, could this be true? Is this really what everyone who hasn't been in a partnership has been putting up with forever? You know? You know, I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand the system because I've always been in a partnership forever. I've never been in this personal AdSense. The last time I was in a personal AdSense was in 2010, and back then everything was different. That was back when ads were insanely profitable. Like, crazy profitable. Really just insane. After about a week of kind of experimenting with this personal AdSense.
I have to say, I am not very pleased with the results at all. The results look pretty bad.
To the point where it looks like, you know, at least I was bringing in money. I mean, that's the one, at least for the week I was bringing in money. So that's good. But there's no way I can keep this up. Like, I already have a terrible week here on YouTube. A few days I had no income. And then for the few days I had low income.
There's no way I can keep this business going with the personal AdSense from what I can see.
Yeah, you know, this past week was not good. To the point where I'm surprised. I'm seriously questioning, did something go wrong? With going to the normal AdSense, because here's the thing, I'm clicking all my videos, and I've checked videos from, you know, today, I checked videos from a few months ago, I checked videos from playthroughs like maybe 3-4 years ago, and then I checked playthroughs from like the beginning of DsPgaming. Every single video I clicked on had an ad. So, in that regard, the ads are there, okay? The advertisements are there and they're enabled. It's not like there was an error when all the videos were trying to be enabled for advertisements or anything like that. It seems like everything was good. So with that being said, I don't know what could be happening that the ad revenue is so low with normal AdSense, besides that it's way lower. At least from what I'm seeing, and from me trying to figure it out from my own perspective, being a week on normal AdSense was awful, alright? And already, I mean, I'll be honest with everyone, I had 3 days where I didn't make any money at all, because I had no advertisements on my videos, and then I've had like about 3 or 4 days now with the normal AdSense, and the earnings are terrible, okay? So, I don't know. I don't know what at this point, I'm kind of like scratching my head.
I'm thinking maybe the best thing to do would be to kind of go back to the partnership that I had with Curse.
Because it was doing alright. Trust me, it wasn't doing great. It wasn't like, wow, I'm rolling in dough. But it was decent money, and I was balancing that with Twitch, and it was basically paying the bills, right?
It's time to move on and find other venues, right? And for me, I would love to move, like I've said this a million times, I would love, absolutely love, to move over to Twitch full time.
Alright? And not to say that I would not put videos on YouTube, because I would always put videos on YouTube, because there's always a market there. YouTube's where I got my start, you know, but you gotta evolve with the times, and right now, all the data that I'm seeing is pointing me towards forget YouTube, don't focus on that at all.
That's the legacy, and you gotta focus on what's new and what's different and what's in, and right now, Twitch is in. Twitch is the big thing right now for gamers, right?
At least from what I'm seeing, being out of a network does not really benefit at all. In fact, all the information people saying that's the case seems to be the complete opposite. And that being said, it looks like I'm probably going to end up going back to a network. It might be Curse, it might be someone else. But I gotta see what's the best option out there. Right now, I believe Curse is actually probably the best from what I've seen. That's the truth, folks. We'll see.
But here's the deal. I need your help, obviously.
Now, of all this shit going on, right? And me, you know, kind of being in limbo here with what I'm going to do on YouTube, I've had a week where I've made, like, shit income on YouTube. Twitch has been good. Don't get me wrong. Twitch has actually been pretty good, especially since I started last week with some of the Neo stuff and Prey. There's been a few really good streaming days here when it comes to, you know, you guys cheering and tipping and subbing and all that, and I do appreciate that very much. But I got to keep that going, all right? I have to, because right now I'm kind of really leaning hard on Twitch to pay my bills.
I'm nervous.
Because right now is the month of May, so that means I'm probably okay for May and June, but come July, when I'm going to be getting paid for my income for May, I've already got a whole week that's gone. A whole week where I made no money on YouTube. And I don't know what's going to happen. I'm very nervous. At least by then, I'll have this current car that I have will be gone, and therefore, at least in that regard, I'll be saving some money on the car payment and the car insurance. But outside of that,
I'm nervous. So, I need your help yet again. I'm trying to survive, and I need your support. I do need your support, everyone, because right now I'm really heavily leaning on Twitch to keep me going.
Like I said, I wish I could just not have to worry about that, but right now I'm stuck. If I get to a point here on Twitch where I get enough followers, enough viewers, enough people participating every day, where I'm making enough money to pay the bills, then I don't have to worry about YouTube anymore, okay? But I need to get to that point, and we're not there yet. We're getting there. It's getting better, but I need to keep it up. Alright?
Holy crap. Thank you to the King, who just tipped me $150.
And again, I gotta say, super thank you to the King, who did a $150 tip. Wow, thank you, the King. Before we even started, that makes me feel good. That motivates me and makes me feel positive about the future, because not that I'm gonna get that all the time, but thank you. Because I'm very nervous about this last week, I really am. And I think I'm gonna try to have to jump into another partnership on YouTube to keep things afloat. So, there's some people who just, you know, they like to spin things negatively, right? People are like, oh, you ever notice that when Phil gets a bunch of tips or a bunch of stuff, that he seems very positive on the stream, right? Oh, by the way, let me make sure that the sound's correct, but I think it is. Right? That's what people say, oh, you ever notice, so it must be that Phil's all about money. Because every time that he gets a nice big day where there's a lot of income on Twitch, he's so happy, right? You know, now let's be honest here. The
human condition. The human condition, we all know that we have a limited time on this planet.
And we all know that we have a limited amount of resources, a limited amount of wealth to go around. And I love doing this as a job. I love doing this daily for you guys. And I want to keep doing it as a job. I've only done it for, you know, as a hobby for over 8 years and as a job for over 6. And even though everything's dramatically changed in the way that I'm doing it or whatever, I still want to keep doing it because you guys obviously love it or you wouldn't be here, right? Obviously, when all of a sudden I have a good day and things are profitable and things are going well,
yeah, of course my demeanor's gonna change, okay?
But for me, it's not like...
It's not about the money.
It's about the peace of mind. Because for me, keep in mind, in my situation I'm in, if you send me a tip or whatever, that money isn't going for me to go and buy a fucking, you know, a fucking leather jacket or a mink coat or fucking bling for my hand, and I'm not going out buying beluga caviar and blowing money on all this expensive shit or whatever. It's just paying my existing bills. You know what I mean? So for me, it's peace of mind that I can gain today and say I did a good job today and I made enough to support myself and my family, and I don't have to worry about that shit lingering in the back of my head. Because I'll be honest, I'm 35 years old, that shit does bother me. When I have a day when I'm playing here and I'm enjoying myself, but really there's no participation in regards to that stuff, in the back of my head I got this nagging feeling that now I can't pay my bills because I didn't do a good job today. You know, regardless of the fact if I did and it was an entertaining stream or whatever, that's basically what it is. Because even though my job is to entertain you with fun gameplay, I also need to pay the bills. It's a dual thing. So, you know, I enjoy doing this as a job and I love it, but when you get that stuff, you get better peace of mind, right? If I'm getting a big tip, if I'm getting a day with a lot of cheers, which happens, you get those cheer wars we've had on the streams, right? Now I'm like, yes, now I can just keep going and I can get excited about the game and not have to worry about that shit in the back of my head anymore. That's the deal, folks. That's really how it works.